What's up, friends? This is Angelo again. Another day in the life. It's evening now. A few hours left to go before I hit the old rack, as they say, and get some much needed rest. Can underestimate how important sleep is. I know that life is short, and even days seem short. Not everybody, but a lot of people you hear saying like, "Oh, I don't have enough time." Man, if I only had more time in the day. But let's face it, everybody has 24 hours a day to deal with. And some people push it really hard. I swear that 5 hours is all they need, 6 hours. And then you hear a lot of people saying 8 hours, 7.5 hours, something like that is optimal. I think it really depends on the person and what you're doing in your waking hours that will determine what kind of sleep you're in need of and kind of what stress levels you're at, how you're eating, the time, essentially your circadian biology. So what you're doing and when you're doing it, and with what type of emotions that you are holding when these things are taking place. So there really is no broad brush catch all answer to lots of health concerns. And sleep is most certainly, for me, one of the main four or five pillars of what is necessary in maintaining a regular cycle, balance, integration, what have you, in being healthy and keeping life going in balance. Because, things are always changing. You're always adding new cells to your body. There's apophagy, which means cells that are dying off and eating themselves or other cells. We're always in a state of flux. So from right now to right now, I'm a different person than I was. Sure, some of it's similar. And that's why when you look at a photo of a person every single day, you don't look any different than you did the day before, ever. But if you took baby photo, old man photo, completely different person. You can see the similarities, you can see the likeness, but our cells are renewing all of the time. And this is an important thing to remember if you are a survivor of a terminal disease, such as cancer. That cancer likes to proliferate because it's your body's being tricked into thinking that it needs to produce more of these cancer cells. Um, by changing your mindset, your diet, and your focus, you can undoubtedly change your chemistry and the expression of your DNA and your genes. So, one thing I've learned through meditation and focus, guided imagery, visualization is that you really can manifest a new body for yourself. And it's not magic, it's not some sort of mysticism. It's basically just mind over matter, and it's not some even super quantum uh, ideology. It's essentially, if you're eating well, if you're moving, flowing, your cells are in um, harmony with one another. The firings of your neurons and synapses and the electrical flow of your body, if it's in a positive framework, then you're going to see positive changes. Now, the endocrine system's another thing. As you get older, our endocrine system starts to break down. That's just something that no one has a solution for. Human beings can live somewhere maximum close to 150 years old, and that's an extreme example. Even 120, 100 is a lot. um, but the decisions we make right now are going to impact the future of our lives. So if you're going to think, should I have this meat sandwich with condiments on it and french fries, or should I go for the salad and um, lean meat or what have you, good protein, plant-based, plant focused diet. Um, those choices are going to come back in the future. And sometimes a continual series of poor choices is going to lead to some sort of disease, stress on your cells, not just emotional stress, but the actual physical stress on the cell itself and the mitochondria. Um, I'm no expert, but I'm learning every day, and I like to think that I am. My body is the example of my practice. I'm obviously a lot healthier right now than I was when I started 5 years ago. And I thought from right when I got sick that I was going to put everything I had into it and stress myself into willing that I equated with positivity and hard work uh, is a stressful experience. People go to the gym, work out, have heart attacks and die. And they say, I don't understand why this person, they used to run all the time. They were always in the gym. Why are they now no longer with us? Well, what kind of weight do we hold here and here and here are three centers, our main centers, the brain, the heart, and the belly. Um, what are we doing there? What's the life like there? The muscles are one thing. Without these centers here, there's not as much opportunity for growth and positive well-being, I guess, for lack of better words. Anyways, I'm really loving life right now, and I think that gratitude is what keeps health up. And even before I really thought I had something to be grateful for, I started a practice that I've learned from a lot of people who um, teach visualization to manifestation is having a mindset that you've already received that which you are seeking. So while you're doing a meditative practice, to visualize that you've already accomplished that which you seek to have. So you're essentially remembering your future. Your brain is acting as though it is having a memory of what's to come, as though it's already happened for you. And so continually waking up, meditating and moving and getting things flowing and being like, thinking positive thoughts, catching yourself when you're starting to think negative thoughts, like I'm in pain. It's okay to recognize pain. Pain is there for a reason, but pain should never be the um, the determinant of gratitude or lack thereof. Be grateful for what is and what is to come, forward looking, rather than unhappy, lack of gratitude, problem focused. Victim language also is another big thing to avoid. Talking about like, I have to, um, I can't, I must. Um, as though situations are happening to you, you are a victim of the situation rather than you being the energy. And sure, bad things are gonna eventually happen to everybody, but when those happen, you're more resilient in those states to flow, integrate, and have the ability to kind of just, like I said, roll with the punches, so to speak, and still be able to see gratitude and have, like I always used to say in my videos, have that spark lit underneath all of everything so that when things go dark, there's still a light. And you know that eventually giving yourself time, giving yourself rest, that you'll bounce back. And you know what? Sometimes people don't bounce back, but that's okay. Having gratitude helps us to go into dark places um, without the fear, without the forethought or foresight of negative anticipation. And that's basically what fear is anticipating something bad happening because of bad or unwanted past experiences. So with fear is living, be we're always present, but having a future thought that's of a past experience that um, was not wanted. And so instead replacing that sort of mindset with having a present thought of a positive future experience will make the positives roll into future positive experiences, if that makes any sense. And this is something that I'm learning right now. I'm still a noob, but I stay true to my practice, which is getting up with the sun, moving, getting cells hydrated with water first thing, um, paying respect to the circadian rhythm and the rhythm of the sun and the night, flowing with that. These bright lights, like I have on me right now, when the sun is about down, is not healthy because our eyes take in the light and our brains process, um, in our pituitary gland, and pineal gland. We're producing chemicals that are, a melatonin and serotonin, which are either ramping us up for the day or winding us down for the day. And since the turn of the Industrial Revolution, we have the invention of the light bulb. We've got all this blue light in our life now that wasn't there before. We had candles, maybe at most, lanterns, but now we have light every which where, electric light, blue lights. So unplugging before rest helps calm and quiet the mind. Um, Breathing, remembering to breathe is so essential. Like 8 really deep, slow, relaxing breaths and feeling into your body is scientifically proven to reduce your blood pressure. And for someone like me who has experienced epilepsy in their life, breathing, breath work, calming is so essential. It's essential for anybody. Um, Focusing and just going with the flow, just becoming your present self. And the practice will eventually just become automatic. Everything, not everything, but 95% of your life is automatic because people are operating 95% out of their subconscious mind and 5% out of their conscious mind. So you ever recognize when you get up out of bed in the morning, you usually put one foot down first, then the other. You do a lot of things over and over and over to the point where it's automated. And that serves us in a way because being automated helps us streamline our life so we don't have to spend every waking moment trying to figure out how do I move my finger here? How do I walk this way? How do I? So that does serve us. Driving in a car, we don't have to think about where I'm putting all of my legs and hands, and we can do other things. We can talk to people. Um, so that's beneficial in a way, but what's not beneficial is when we start to get into patterns that do not serve us, that keep us in a routine, and there's triggers or trailheads that lead us into, um, redundancies that, like I said, don't serve us. So being mindful and present helps us curtail a lot of those unwanted, behaviors, and be more, to think about being kinder, having a kinder intention towards other people, more compassion and empathy. When you're in a more present frame of mind, you're able to employ that sort of living, being, the nowness of the moment. Uh, so that's a few things just that I wanted to rattle off the top of my head. I got thrown a curveball last night and this morning. I've been trying to cut back on my phone time and my screen time, and but not be an all or nothing kind of person because I know that can put you in a position where if you slip a little bit, you're falling off and then you're going completely in the wrong direction that you want to be in. So, um, my phone crapped out on me last night, and I was bummed because I'm traveling to the East Coast, tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, and I'm like, oh goodness, I need my phone. I got. What if this happens? What if that happens? How do we live before we had phones? So I took the phone over to a local place and have it fixed. And there was some issues with the new phone that I got, and it's like, why am I spending all this money and all this time worrying about a phone? I still made time though to go and do my practice. Let the phone go. No phone. Just did my 1 hour of mindfulness, yoga, um, exercise, cold shower, got my walk in earlier today. Had to do it. You know, you have to put time aside for what's most important. It's not cell phones. Cell phones are great, and there's also times when you can compromise on your practice, but not a good idea to do that very often because that's kind of the glue that binds. And when you have the energy, it's nice sometimes to go beyond what your normal practice is because there's some days when you obviously aren't going to be able to make your practice. So I try to do 6 days a week, 7 mostly, but if I can do 6 days a week of doing my meditation, which I've done every day, and yoga, and I do the Wim Hof cold shower and breath work every day. Um, keep a journal, just keep hold myself responsible, and keep on top of my calendar. Um, try to be more organized and continually be compassionate for myself and kind to myself and tell myself that I'm doing a good job. Reinforced by saying to myself, looking at myself in the mirror and saying, you know what, you're doing a good job. You've come so far. You're getting there. Even if it's just one little thing, you're coming far. And if you fall back, every failure is a free lesson. So you get that free lesson and you can fall back a few times. It's like lesson, lesson, lesson. It's going to reinforce where you want to be. Just don't switch off the positive attitude in your mind. And I know that's easy to say if you're depressed and you're really down in the dumps. You just want to say, fuck it. But allow yourself to say fuck it for a moment. Allow yourself to get all that shit off your chest and just like, I'm frustrated. This is how I feel. Immerse yourself in that feeling of being like, this fucking sucks. And then bring it back in. Find something to inspire you. Watch an inspirational video. Listen to some music that really makes you feel positive. Don't dwell in sad music and shit like that because that's just going to reinforce the negative behavior. And who wants to feel like shit and hopeless all the time? Nobody really. I mean, we might think we do, but we really don't. We all want to thrive and be happy and connect. So stay positive. And as I say this, I'm looking at myself recording this and I am thinking, this is for me to hear. Angelo, you need to hear this because you need to stick to this and keep going, buddy. You might not feel like this forever, but you sure as hell better. All right. So that's what I got. Namaste. Peace. Bless. Love. Thank you for tuning in. And if you like this, keep tuned to my channel and subscribe or whatever. All right. Have a great day and keep fighting the good fight and keep loving.